What's up everybody and welcome to the new video. I got a cable machine. It's 420. Happy 420 to everyone out there. And I got a cable machine, more importantly. This is the BodyMax Functional Trainer 820. I've used one of these before in the gym. It's quite a good cable machine, so I'm happy to use it. And I know a few things that we can tweak as well. So I didn't manage to post last week. I had a little bit of a busy weekend. I just couldn't get some filming together, but we're going to film today. Today I've got a leg session. Today I'm going to squat. So those of you guys who have followed me on the channel for a while, you know I don't really squat. I haven't squatted in a few years. So I've been squatting in quarantine, obviously, because I don't have a leg press, a pendulum squat, a V-squat, anything to do with a squat I don't have. So I've been squatting and I've been enjoying it. The first week we did 180 for 8. The second week we did 190 for 8, and this is the third session or fourth session squatting. Now I'm still not working close to failure because I think that I'm going to destroy myself if I do that. I've got to be very, very safe. It is a risky movement, especially when you're moving a lot of weight. But I'm excited. Like, I'm enjoying the squat. I'm obviously making do. Just so everyone knows, the reason why I don't squat usually is because I think that there's better exercises that are safer, that can hit a muscle more efficiently. So I don't necessarily think of training my legs as a whole. I think of them as how much tension can I put into my quads? How much tension can I put into my hamstrings? And more often than not, these big, more bang for your buck movements like a bench press or a hack squat, you know, more often than not, these big movements like a squat, bench press, or deadlift, their risk to reward ratio is not necessarily in favor for some people. Now, for some people, don't get me wrong, it is. If you're built for it, then by all means do it. But I am not built for a deadlift, so I don't deadlift. However, I can squat pretty well, so we're going to go into it today. And then we've got some big news. So yesterday, in the post, we received finally received the cable machine. This is 25 days late, or 25 days later, I should say. Probably should have taken about a week usually. Took 3 weeks to get here, but obviously we've just had our quarantine extended 3 weeks, so I've got 3 weeks of using this at least, and I've got to try and put this up today. It says put up with 2 people. I haven't got half the equipment, so we're going to see how we get on, but I'm thinking about putting it just along this wall here. And it's going to fill up this room, which I've absolutely demolished, and my mum is going to be fuming. All these boxes from the equipment I've got, and obviously our boxes don't come and get picked up every 2 weeks, so they've been sat there for a while. So without further ado, I'm sipping on my pre-workout. I've already made a little Insta story this morning of me dancing. If you haven't followed it, Josh Bridgman. Let's go. First exercise is going to be a 60-second isometric, which is essentially just a hold. You hold in the shortest position, which is the most contracted. So fully straight in a leg extension for 60 seconds. I'm then going to go into full reps for 60 seconds, which is about 15-ish. And combining the isometric with the extensions allows me to get pretty close to failure. Obviously, it's not perfect. If I had the cable machine set up, I'd probably be able to get a little bit more weight on, but I don't. So right now we've got this, the cuff attached to a carabiner band. I've got 2 bands on there, so I double banded it to make it real difficult. Attached to here. I've also got the plate here to raise myself up a bit to allow my knee to get into more extension and flexion. I've seen a lot of people using like foam rollers under their knee, but that's actually it's going to change the angle of your hip, which isn't going to allow you to get as contracted as you could do if your hips were raised rather than your knee. So don't raise your knee to get more flexion. Raise your hips up, which will allow a little bit more there. So leg extension's done, and then we're going to move on to we're going to move on to some squats now. Generally warm up with anything. A lot of it is based on how strong you are, right? So if you've got a 250 kilogram squat, your warm up's going to be different to someone who's got 100. Why are you not inside? But the principles remain, you know.
Yeah, my car's sleazy, my squad's sleazy, my job's sleazy. It's way too easy. Just got the newest thing, did it with ease, bitch.
Fucking hell. $200 kilos is on the bar with the dodgiest little thing ever, because this is just going to slide off super easy. But we don't have any clips. We've got a 20, a 20, a 20, a 10, a 15, and 2.5s. Dodgy bar, dodgy rack, uneven weights. Let's get it. We'll take 6. Our next exercise is going to be another superset. We're going to go into like a 60-second wall static hold, and then we're going to go straight into some wall like hack squats. All you need is a band and some foam roll and a foam roller to help you go up and down, and then we'll target our quads pretty well. The key focus, I'm hot. The key focus on these wall sits and the foam roller hack squats is the internal focus that you've got on your quads. Thinking about flexing them, thinking about driving your heels into the ground and almost pushing your quad away. It's going to drive a huge amount of internal focus that you might not necessarily get when you're in the gym. So while we've got this reduced ability to train, it makes sense for us to focus on things like internal focus. Included, which is what I'm putting on right now, these are occlusion bands, which you can tighten up around the leg, and they're from this company, which you guys can search on Amazon. I'm sure you can. But we're going to do some occluded sissy squats right now. And a sissy squat, a lot of people are going to say puts a lot of strain on your knee, a lot of shear. I think the correct word is through your knee, through the force of your knee, which to be fair, it probably is, but we're not going to weight it. We're doing it occluded because it is quite a light thing. You could probably do 15, 20 fresh, but occluded. It just adds that little bit more blood flow into the area. And all we're going to do is we're going to hold on to here. We're going to squat down how you would do. We're going to think about getting this quad, but with our hips as well. So we're going to roll forward, fully stretch the quad out. We're then going to push up from there, which is going to put all the way through the quad. And we're just going to roll forward, roll onto the toes. Sure, a lot of pressure through the knee, but I'm fine right here. That's fine, because it's not weighted. We're not going to weight something that puts a lot of pressure through the knee. 2 sets of this occluded. We've got 2 sets of calf raises, and that is legs done. Obviously the squats take a hammering. The high intensity of the wall sits and the squats absolutely kill you as well. So we're going to go into this. So I get often asked about food. Of course, people love food. I've been really into pittas at the moment. Pittas with like 100 grams of total yogurt as the base, because the Faye total yogurt, because it has 10 grams of protein per 100 grams, which is cool. So I put 50 grams on each pitta. Fill it with 220 grams of chicken, and we got a high protein meal. These pittas are pretty decent as well, about a 50 carb between them. I'll have something else as well after to get my carbs up, and usually have some salad in, but haven't got any salad, so got to make do with it. Corona times and all, but they're nice and they go down well. Make your food hyper palatable. Trust me.
Wait, salad? Jupiter does not bring you, idiot. That's salad.
And yes, I will occasionally get a Pop-Tart or 2 because they taste good, they're easy carbs, my appetite's not crazy, it tastes good. By the way, you can get Pop-Tarts on InsideSupplements.com now. Josh, 10 for discount. Guys, comment down below if you've seen any of these pop up. I've been working on just little bits and bobs in my Insta social media in general upgrades. Let me know if you've noticed these little Instagram ones. The first one, this was for the podcast. Mental focus when training at home. You've gone from a big heavy gym where you've had that. And then we've got, whenever we do Q&As, we can use this as the background. And then finally I've just had this one done. My online coaching. So just always trying to think of little things that can just, oh my god. So just always trying to think of those little things that can just improve what we're trying to do and just, you know, make things look nicer. I think these little investments do pay off, so that's what I've been doing lately. So we managed to get one half of the cable machine done yesterday in about 2 hours. But I started a little bit late, so I couldn't get it done today. But this whole like wiring system, you've got to take out every single one of these little bolts and wheels so you can get little things through. But it's coming together. Like, I'm pretty sure that this now works. Like, this side should work. So I've just got to put the other side on, see how we get on, and we're gonna have a full cable machine. I might try and move it a little bit further that way, but we'll see. Also, I broke a pipe yesterday. So yesterday I broke this pipe right here. I dropped something on it, and that pipe literally goes through the whole wall and into the sink, so we can't wash up. So I've got an emergency plumber coming this morning, which is going to cost me a lot of money, but it is what it is. Alright. Alright guys, I wanted to finish this video off explaining about how macros should change. Through off-season, through on-season, through cutting, through bulking, through maintenance phases, mini cuts. There are things that we need to consider when we do manipulate calories. Now, I want you guys to get away from this bulking season food, cutting season food, because there's a whole period between that is unaccounted for. There's no real way to set yourself, cool, I'm eating 4,000 calories now, I'm bulking. I'm eating 2,000 calories now, I'm cutting. There has to be a process to get to those calories. Sure, you might end up on 2,000 on a super deficit, but you need to take your time getting there. So get away from thinking there's a set amount of calories for an on-season or a bulking season and a set amount of calories for a cutting season. Instead, it's got to be a process of undulating and slowly progressing up, slowly progressing down. You have to remember that the body is an adaptation machine. So we need to allow that body to adapt. So when people say, Josh, how can I build metabolism? Let the body adapt. Do it very slowly. If this is your maintenance, come here. And then it's going to come up and you're going to start gaining weight. And then you're going to push again. Then you're going to push again. Then you're going to push again, and you're going to push again, and you're going to keep going that very progressively. So stop thinking about calories as I need to be 1,000 calories above my maintenance to gain. No, you just need to undulate your calories, and if you get to a point where you don't gain any more weight, you put your calories up. And if you get to a point where you don't gain any more weight, you put your calories up. And obviously on the way down, you put your cardio up or you put your calories down. So it has to be this process of gradually adapting yourself upwards and downwards, instead of just saying, cool, I'm bulking now, I'm going to do this. Cool, I'm cutting now, I'm going to do this. There has to be a process in between. So take your time. Don't make rash decisions. If you're worried about getting fat, make small changes. If you're worried about losing muscle, make small changes. And you can see these changes happen in front of your face. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be back very soon. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment. And hopefully this pipe's going to get fixed. See ya.